welcome once again to some 0K action. It's going to be 1 versus 1 on the Ravaged map, which is actually roughly based on the StarCraft 2 map Zelnaga Caverns, I believe. And it's funny, when I first actually saw this map, I didn't actually think that was the case. I didn't even notice really, but I'm pretty sure I've... Well, okay, a bit of lag there, but anyway, which is interesting that it's meant to be a replay. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that I've played on this map before, and I'm pretty certain that I've actually commentated on it, and well, what the hell, see how things work out. So you've got the bottom left, not exactly team, but the bottom left player, myself, bottom left player, myself, Lightman, going for Jumpjets, and my opponent is going to be Athon going for light vehicles. So there we go, myself, Lightman right there. Starting off with a quick puppy, pyro, and probably going into a builder, yep, builder, and then another pyro. And, whoa, okay, gotta love that when it doesn't have stuff cached in, but anyway. So in any case, yeah, we're going to be going forward. The rather bizarre looking puppy is just going to be walking its way to victory. Hopefully it's not going to suicide itself against the commander or something like that and completely waste itself, but we'll see what happens. So just a quick little scout. It's should be faster than pyro. I mean, just visually it does look like it. 3.5 compared to 3. Oh, 3.5 compared to 3. Okay, well it is faster I suppose, but the pyro can jump, so... Well, see how this works out actually. Can it one-shot a Scorcher? Nope, but it can leave it very vulnerable actually for the pyro to follow up. Although... no, actually... Athon, well, you know, he knows what factory I am. He looks like he just sent the initial Scorcher to scout, maybe? Huh, interesting. Maybe he's going to repair it. Interesting. Well, in either case, yep, starting off with windmills. My opponent still not getting any energy though, and yeah, I believe this should be the... Actually, he's level... Oh no, he's level 1, okay, so light particle beam energy cell. Really? Wow, this game is that old apparently. Because yeah, there was a recent patch to get rid of the E-cell for the commander and make a couple of other changes as well. I'll be damned. So that's where his energy is coming from, I suppose. And just as well, actually, because I managed to basically torch quite a bit of his infrastructure otherwise. He definitely knows they're going to be going with Jumpjets now, and he's probably going to be putting some defences here to ensure that, well, might have a much harder time actually getting around. Scorchers, and yeah, Scorcher is actually going to get repaired. So, oh no, this one's full health actually, but yeah, he actually is repairing his stuff pretty nicely. Rather interesting putting the Lotus all the way out here though. Technically means I could just go around here and then just... Well, actually I could clear out all of these mixes really without even going into the range of the Lotus. I just go around that way. So in any case, another pyro going around. So yeah, we've got one for defense. And surprise, surprise, going to be going for pyros on repeat. What is my opponent going to be doing? Going to be going for repeat build order. So it looks like 2 Scorchers followed by 1 Leveler. Huh. Interesting, very interesting indeed. Alright, well. Right vehicles in general are, well, they do decently against the pyros. It's just that well, because the pyros are kind of... What the hell? Okay, I think my pyro just suicided himself with the commander there, but yeah, the thing with pyros is that they're pretty durable, well, pretty durable for raider units, and they do decent amounts of damage actually, so... In fact, wow, the right unit only costs 20 more metal than the pyro, so you definitely need to make a few of these things. Well, the right unit anyway for the vehicles. The leveler costs only 20 more metal than the pyro, so yeah, you have to build a few of them to say the least. 2 versus 1, pyros to levelers, provided that the pyros aren't bunched up together, would probably favour the pyros. Not entirely sure actually. We'll see what happens. In any case, he's not going to be varying up his build, he's just going to be building a quick mason, and just having a look at the economy. Yep, I've got a slight advantage, we'll see what I can do about that. The puppy's doing everything it can, but yeah, the Scorchers, they can just barely take a hit, of course. Oh well, too bad I wasn't able to get a metal extractor instead, but at the very least, it looks like that actually served as a bit of a distraction, because yeah, his Scorchers are all out of position, and yeah, basically this means that my pyro can come straight in and flame the crap out of everything. Although it doesn't really need to go into melee range against the mixes, but there you go, and trying to take out the Lotus. Not really sure why I didn't just go for the Metal Extractor, should have targeted that, but I did take out the Caretaker at the very least. Not that's going to make much difference, he's not exactly floating metal, although he could have a bit more energy though. But there you go. Actually, it looks like I was about to float. Yeah, I was floating a bit of metal myself, but I seem to have stopped that actually. Got my own Jumper Commander, morphing to a level 1 as well. Yeah, let's see, is my opponent's commander, is Afon's commander still level 1? Yep, it is. Light Particle Beam and E-Cell. Pretty typical before the nerf that happens, but there you go. Oh, and speaking of bit of trouble here, the Freaker should actually be trying to repair the Lotus actually. Instead it's just going to get whittled down, and down it goes. Very unfortunate indeed. I should have just tried to repair it actually, but oh well, at least he can't seem to target my Freaker. Instead I'm just going to make another one maybe, or no, I'm just going to reclaim it seems. No problema, and actually now I'm actually starting to float metals, so there we go, finally making a Freaker, which will probably be making a Caretaker. No, he's... oh, okay, it's just going to the okay, yeah, it's just going to the assigned waypoint, which is just freaking dandy, but oh well, the map is starting to get divided in two, sending another Pyro out. What about my opponent? Afon does not have it. Oh, and actually he does have radar, and it's a bit closer to the middle of the map compared to my radar actually, so he actually can see the Pyro, just barely. So you can see going back and forth actually. You can also see my units coming straight towards the radar to kill it off after killing off the Lotus. Very nicely done. And a quick jump away, and we should be good to go. A couple of placeholders as well, just to hold everything in place. I needed to micro them a bit better actually. Kind of, well, I'm pretty sure in several replays after this. No, actually, I think I set my thing on fire there. Yeah, I think in several replays after this, actually, I won't be really microing these guys that well at all. I mean, launching 2 black holes is not really going to make much of a difference if they're launched in the same place. So I definitely needed to at least keep one back, and then just use one to create the black hole, and then bring in the second one to create a black hole at the same spot or a different point if need be. But oh well, what can you do? For some reason, what the fuck is going on here? This is my own energy transmission pylon that for some reason I'm building. Very strange indeed. Yeah, I think I screwed that up actually. In fact, I think I was actually reclaiming that, so whoops, a bit of a stuff up on my behalf. But one thing that's not quite as big of a stuff up is me managing to expand towards the east. Only a single Lotus to defend, it'll be better than nothing I suppose. And finally actually getting all these units caught up in the black hole there. And yeah, this is what I mean by needing to micro the placeholders a bit better. 2, I'm pretty sure should be able to forever hold something in place basically. Provided that I stagger the shots a bit actually, rather than firing them both at the same time. But there we go, in either case the puppy... Okay, maybe there was 2 puppies, or maybe this one actually missed it, but in any case, whatever the hell happens, the puppies have done their job it seems, I suppose, weakening the enemy units. And definitely have to watch out for the levelers though. Leveler and Scorcher combo, yeah, definitely going to be pretty nasty against the Pyros. One thing I do have going for me though, is the fact that these Pyros are not clumped up too much. But yeah, these, well... Ride vehicles, they counter raiders, even if the Pyros themselves are pretty heavy raiders. Although, well, flaming them out it seems. Well, there you go, and Jumper is actually at level 2, going to level 3, shotgun and auto repair system. So, yeah, it's going to take a bit of flack, but he should be alright as long as I remember to micro him out of there. Hopefully. We'll just keep an eye on him, I suppose. And going to get up to level 3 by looks of things, getting us... no, never mind. Well, there goes all that metal it seems, there goes the commander. Needed to micro him a bit there. Just having a look actually, it looks like my attention is mostly... Well, it's all over the place actually, but it was not on my commander, that much is certain. Yeah, sucks, but what can you do? Getting another Lotus up again, so... Oh, and actually getting a Stinger before getting the reclaim from here, and the Mexes as well actually. Yeah, there we go, makes points there as well actually. Surprised my opponent has not actually expanded yet. I mean, I do have a Pyro here, and he should... Oh, no, actually I can't see it. Just zoom out. He does have the radar tower, and can he see it? No, he cannot actually. This is completely blocked out. Well, I'll be damned. And there we go. Now to counter the radar units, I'm actually going to be using a combination of placeholders and moderators. Problem with my strategy here is, of course, the fact that I'm sending everything point blank range to right vehicles, which is usually not a good idea, but now I think this thing is on fight move. Yep, and yeah, now it should hopefully be alright. So yeah, well out of range of the leveler there, and only a single placeholder. Is that a second? Yeah, actually 2 placeholders in that case to keep the bastard in place. Keep him honest, and well, there we go. It's a very finicky factory, the Jumpjets, but yeah, managed to sometimes make it work, it seems. And I do know that a certain someone has wanted to see Jumpjets being used a bit more often, and well, there you go. Here's your chance, old sport. And wow, that Ravaged is definitely going to get blown to hell and back, to say the least. Nice use of Ridos, nice use of pyros, not Ridos, and moderators to slow them down, do a bit of long range damage. Very unfortunate that my commander got taken out. Just have a look actually. Afon's commander, yep, morphing to level 2, so it'll be interesting to see what he's actually going to have there. And of course, yeah, he reclaimed my commander, so getting a brief economic advantage, but just having a look, I do still have a very slight, very slight lead on my opponents, so seem to have had it for the most of the game actually. And god damn it, that fucking stutter is kind of annoying. But anyway, I think this is because probably need to defrag the disc and the stuff is not cached. I don't know. Just all I know is that this Lotus is not going to be enough. In fact, it's... Well, no, there was nothing else to shoot at the Scorcher. I could swear that the Lotus actually died before the Scorcher did, but they killed each other, I guess. So there you go. If I maybe had something in front of the Lotus, like say a couple of solar plants or something like that, that would have been nice. But nope, so they're going to go to town on my base. Got a nice little skirmish happening here. I wouldn't exactly call it a battle. It seems to be more of a skirmish. And if Afon's not careful, actually, I could permanently lock his commander in place, actually. And in fact, it looks like I might be able to do that. Yep, I've got placeholders staggering their shots. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but yeah, I got them staggering their shots. Unfortunately, though, the moderator's beams they're not outranging the commander, so very unfortunate indeed. At the very least, I'm managing to well, to stop the Scorchers from getting too close, I suppose. But one thing I definitely need would be quite a few pyros. In fact, if I can do a little pyro dive on this commander of Afon, should be able to take him out relatively easily. Fortunately, I'm not going to be seeing that just yet, and in fact he's actually going straight towards my base, getting onto my doorstep, going to make things a little bit tricky for myself to recover, and he did briefly have an economic advantage, I'm pretty sure, but it's still overall I've got an advantage compared to him. But well, there you go. So this pyro could actually be trying to micro him a bit, maybe just jump him over, get him away from the Scorcher so that I don't just get into point blank range there, but there we go, just barely managing to hold on. The Stinger is ready. Freaker is also ready. Looks like, yeah, set up the mixers first before starting to reclaim. Not such a bad idea, at least I hope it's not. That's not the idea that I'm going with in either case. Unfortunately for the Freaker, he's going to go down, and so the rest of the metal extractors. At the very least, the Stinger should be able to provide quite a bit of fire support. In fact, Afon's commander is once again in trouble, but he did manage to get out of trouble before, so we'll see what happens. Lotus getting distracted by the Scorcher. Actually, no, it's doing pretty much what it should be, really. Nope, actually going for commander instead. And he is down. Scorcher's unfortunately probably going to take out both towers. Nope, I'll be damned. In fact, it actually looks like the Lotus is... I don't know what that star is, but something to do with the ranking there. I don't think it actually makes it shoot any faster or anything like that, but I think, yeah, that white star is the highest rank, which means it can actually morph to... What do we have? Newton and Stardust, apparently. Newton and Stardust, interesting. Well, I don't think I've really ever used the Newton before. I've seen them used by other players during replays mostly, and occasionally during actual play as well, when they would launch. Like they'd have like a Newton and then a ramp, and then they'd use that to launch units across the map, which is pretty bloody annoying to say the least. But there you go. Interesting tactic to try myself actually, but in any case, just having a look at moderators and no placeholders though, so okay, we'll see how that works out. At the very least, the pyros are acting as a good shield for the moderators, at least they would be if the lasers turret was targeting the moderators, but no, apparently not. Have to watch out for the Ravager though, and of course the, well, I was going to say the Scorcher, but I think I've got quite a few units as it is, just falling down incredibly quickly. I could do with maybe a few more pyros there. What is my opponent doing to counter this actually? Athon, so he has switched over away from levelers, he's actually going for Ravagers. and Scorchers. A very interesting mix actually. So he's got no anti-radar units at all. Goddamn defenders are going to be a pain in the ass, but oh well. In case Lotus is a setup, probably could just set up on a couple of defenders as well, actually, just to try to stop the enemies from going down, or rather from being completed near my own. But I suppose Pyros can do a good job as well, actually, and there we go, what's timing as well, actually, managing to stop the geothermal plant from being blown up. Oh, sorry, not from being, well, it's going to get blown up, but stopping it from being constructed, actually, so I can safely destroy it without it blowing up catastrophically, is what I meant to say, basically. And there we go, my army continues to march onwards. It looks like I'm just going on with craploads of moderators and pyros. Opponent is not switching up things at all. His Ravagers... well, okay, I suppose when they actually do hit, they're not too bad, but yeah, they're assault units. They're not really meant to be used against raiders. In fact, I think even the moderators sort of counter them, although I think using a combination of moderators, pyros and placeholders would probably be the best thing to do, but there we go. He actually does have a couple of slashes out now, so switching over to pure slasher spam, we'll see how that works out. Actually, it actually might work out for him, provided that my Scorchers, sorry, not my Scorchers, provided that my pyros don't get too close to the slashes, and that actually happened. Instead I was just burning out all these wind generators, and yeah, my opponent is still in pretty dire straits when it comes to economy. I'm still continuing to pump out pretty basic units, but it is working. Could do with a couple of firewalkers or maybe a couple of jacks just to help level this base entirely and inflict the killing blow, but we'll see what happens actually. I'm going to be facing up against masses of slashers. Actually, did I call them Scorchers before? Well, they're slashers in either case. And speaking of stuff that's getting slashed, actually, we do have the wreckage very, very slowly but surely getting reclaimed. Yep, there we go. You actually do have two builders doing that. Some extra construction going down as well. Not too shabby. Bit of extra defense being built up. The Stinger and the Lotus as well in front of it. Still could have built up a couple of power plants or something else just to function as a barrier against units. But there we go. Moving forward, and this is probably going to be the last major battle. Slasher spam versus moderators and pyros. That's something you don't see every day, to say the least. In either case, yeah, pyros just jumping in, nothing too surprising there, while the moderators hang back and try to do as much damage as possible. Looks like Afon is not going to be retreating his slashers at all, they're just going to stand and take the damage. So yeah, classic line versus line engagements there. I could have, rather, yeah, actually what I should have done is I should have actually went around and tried to engage his forces in enfilade, but unfortunately just engaged them head on, so, well, at least they didn't engage me in enfilade, I suppose. So he's still going for pure slashes though, so yeah, if I could engage them from a flank, that would be incredibly powerful, because they cannot fire over each other, so, well, they'd be powerful even if they could fire over each other, it's just that it's even more so powerful that they can't do that, so there you go. Indeed, so actually finally switching stuff over for myself. No firewalkers, but yep, do have some jacks being built up. And as for Athon, what the? Oh, it's interesting. I can actually click here and that will not actually select the light vehicle factory for him. Huh, but that does. That's bizarre. Well, anyway, he's actually switched over to slashers and dominatrices, or dominatrixes. I don't think that's the plural that I just said initially there, but anyway, dominatrixes. And actually, they're not such a bad idea, especially versus bots-based armies like Jumpjets. The problem they have to worry about, of course, would be the pyros taking them out, and actually I don't think the jacks will pose too much of an issue. We'll see what happens though. And he's looping them over, so 2 slashes to every dominatrix. Well, it should be interesting to see how this will work out. The only problem is that, yeah, the moderators do have a decently long range as well compared to the dominatrix, and the pyros can jump in as well and ruin the dominatrixes a day. We'll see what happens though. I'm not replying at all to this, despite the fact that my little red things are moving around there to indicate that my attention is actually there. But there we go, finally, actually, I'm just going to be retreating, funnily enough. And what do you know? I'm going to be sending in some jacks to level the base by looks of things. Although the radar tower will pick this up though, most likely. Let's just have a look. Yep, sees everything around there. And my own radar tower is actually in a bit of trouble. And down goes the Lotus, down goes the radar tower, and here we go. Once again, what's probably going to be the final battle, maybe not, we'll see what happens. The Pyro's doing everything they can. A little bit of a shitty position for them. I should have just jumped them over here actually, and then just flamed out the slashes. That's why, since they're over here, I think quite a few of them could still engage and all that. But, well, what can you do? At least the Dominatrix has not captured anything, and while that battle was happening, my Ajax have jumped in as well, so to finally deliver the killing blow. Not too shabby indeed, so a few awards there to say the least. Lotus actually being a decorated veteran, there's something I don't see too often. And there you have it. I shall see you all next time.